This is called A Tale of Two Daggers. It's up on eBay right now for $40. I think it's a really good piece. It could be about me and Red Mud, but it's just about two guys with knives stabbing each other's hands, seeing who can pull it out the fastest.
What part of you commits the most sin, George?
Alright, man, we're all set up for tonight. Got my tequila. That's some good shit. Someone got that for me for my birthday. This is my idea of making a drink. I got Topo Chicos, got some limes. I ended up buying a little frozen thing of a margarita mixer. Get some limes, put it in here. Look at that. And we got some Sonic Ice. Someone ended up buying take the drink in here. We had tacos earlier. I got too hungry around 4 or so and made a bunch of tacos. And it's just much, standard. This is just how fucking crazy this street is. It's just fucking nuts. Very loud here. People just drive up and down and curse and shit and yell. So I live in a very loud, emotional area. So yeah, this is the last one left. I still got like 54 minutes on it. I don't know, this Friday the 13th, I think next time around, I'm just gonna, I hate to say this, I'm gonna go back on my own word, and I'm going to just list either 6 or 3 items. We gotta get the bidding up for some reason. It's just too fucking cheap. It's too much to look at. Here, we'll just go through here's the whole list here. Say like 0 bids, no bids. Who Reds think it? Wouldn't that be just a lovely painting to have? Fuck you. No bids. $31 Ruby. And that went to someone off of Facebook. This is a good one with no bids. I was originally gonna have it with the 2 monkeys. This one went $66. I'm glad. And this sold some other eBayer. No, who is he? He's a collector type. And that was a no-sell. That was fucking amazing. No-sell on that thing. And this was a surprise when someone out of the blue just bid this. I don't know. I was sitting there working and shit, and I realized that I was in 22 seconds. I was assuming this whole deal was going to be over. So I walked outside, started shoveling some shit, and then I heard my phone go off. And I go, what? Someone sniped it under 22 seconds? The Bosco thing sold. And there's one of this. That's the old, that's another 141. I forget who got that. So that's somebody. And that one sold. This is my completed listings. 24. This is ridiculous. I think it's time for me to move on. You would evolve up when you get older. See, and that's the thing about the market. The market doesn't respect seniority sometimes. You get to devalue yourself and just go straight down the tubes until you get worse. One of my all-time favorite bars this is the first bar that I ever went to, called Showdown in San Marcos, Texas. Why don't y'all take a look. Back in 91, or I want to say 92, 93, I lived down on the square and I went to this bar all the time. It was called Showdown, down in San Marcos. It's right downtown of the main square of San Marcos, and it's one of the oldest bars there. One of the things about this bar is that I remember one time I was walked down there and I was kind of drunk and stoned, and I was like walked into the place, and you get kind of familiar with all the locals there. And that's one of the things I like about this thing is that it's kind of like a weird topography of like, man, partiers from the 70s. And coming into the 90s, you have to realize that San Marcos was like a party capital of Texas between I guess 75 to 83 or 4. I mean, drinking age was 18 years old. This place, so San Marcos was like this total party central. It had this sort of notorious reputation for it. It was called South Texas State University. The university had tried to get rid of this, glorious party past by basically changing their name to
throw off this bad reputation over the years. I think like in 2001 or 2. You know, I've always admired and embraced the party culture. You know, I think that, you know, partying and stuff, and all your friends and people you get to know, you know, they're part of your culture, your family to a degree. And that's what I like about these, you know, great old dive bars. They sort of preserve this and these memories of, you know, characters. And you know, I look at these old photos and they're like, I recognize a couple of these characters. Like, oh my God, that's just, you know, that's so and so. That's, you know, blankety blank. You know, to me it was just like, you know, it's great painting material if anything. You know, well, but I used to, when I one time back in '93 or '4, I showed up at this bar. I think I was stoned. I was sitting there listening to people's conversations. You're hyperly alert, you know, just sort of listening to all this stuff. And I just realized that, you know, bars are kind of like insane asylums, you know, and these are people there just sort of going off and on their own dramas and tangents and gossiping and doing stuff. And to me, I just found that just so weird, you know. It's like a house. The bar's like a house you just go party at and everyone's there, hang out or something, you know. I don't know. Nonetheless, Showdown's one of my all-time. This is my all-time favorite place. This is really where it started for me, and hanging out in San Marcos, and I'll never forget it for what it is.
Another random barbecue on another good day. And this is one thing I like about it. I'm running out of wood, so now I'm like going into rotted old limbs are falling off. All pecan wood. It was all pecan. And I'm just finding, got about 4 or 5 pecan trees here on the house, and they're always dropping limbs like crazy. And so I'm trying to get these guys to dry out. It's going to take a while. They're about halfway there. Some people would say this is done, but it's just the beginning. Get it and go in here, and we'll see what's over here, and just let it go. I had my barbecue sauce to all this. Post 13. Yeah, 13 fucking, you know, I had that talk before about it. But check out these new guys. I got this show coming up. You know what I realized is that if you look at these guys right here, you like these, but yeah, that's just stripper painting I'm making. I like these things. Yeah, I used to have this whole campaign on YouTube, on eBay, where I was going to upload. And I've been, you know, shooting this stuff out to like eBay. These like, I mentioned something about trying to bombard eBay with all these, I guess like strippers and party scenes, you know, on the country folk section. You know, it's like leaving, it's like tearing pages out of a porn magazine and stuffing them in a Cracker Barrel somewhere. You know, like hiding them somewhere. I guess it didn't work, you know. But the thing is that after I couldn't sell practically any. I did sell some of them, but ended up having a show with them.
And the show was called at KE23 in San Antonio. They actually did a whole write-up on this kind of show and shot some photographs. It was fun explaining all this work to people.
You know, another thing. You know, Stratton did really good this time. And, you know, I hate to say this, but, you know, the folk duel's over. You know, Red's gone. He's out. He's too emotionally exhausted to do anything. So now it's going to be who am I going to focus my energy on? I think it's going to be Stratton. Yeah, Stratton, he doesn't reveal himself in those videos. You notice that, right? He keeps him out of it. It's just, he's like the puppet master. He had these little puppets he's playing around with.